Hello there, Doug Mealy here, use of force specialist, soft restraint kit expert, and welcome to this week's episode of Revenge, retaliation, retribution, or the act of teaching someone a lesson are 4 reasons that your claim of using reasonable force could be completely dismantled in a court or tribunal. Now, I recently stumbled into a door supervisor's Facebook group and I commented after an incident outside a venue after the victim had initially left and the doorman got involved with 2 of his colleagues. The doorman was struck in the abdomen, which he responded to with 4 punches, resulting in a fractured eye socket, broken nasal bones, and then his victim impact statement goes on to detail the mental health impact on his confidence. The judge described it as an impulsive and short-lived assault. Now, the responses from the Rise of the Keyboard Foot Soldiers in their echo chamber Facebook group told me I was on someone else's pissing ground. The whole attitude towards a doorman who admitted assault after caving a man's face in with 4 punches, whilst his colleagues had it under control, was that the lad got what he deserved. Around and find out, we're so hard. Umbrage seemed to have been taken at the retaliation aspect. Let's get this straight. Just because somebody hits you doesn't mean you're entitled to hit them back in a biblical eye for an eye sense. Retaliation isn't reaction, as that's down to honestly held belief and doing what you honestly and instinctively felt necessary. We covered that last week. Had the door supervisor been struck, not sure if he'd been stabbed, then reactively thrown a flurry of punches to stop an imminent threat, knife or no knife, that would have been his honestly held belief. Also, waiting for someone to strike first isn't necessary. Think about your structure of language, especially in any kind of statement. Saying, he hit me first, that's playground. If it was necessary to use force to prevent a greater harm occurring, hit first or not, then that's a preemptive strike. Those working in law enforcement, though, must behave proactively and must show a willingness not to fight. And I'm not saying you can't justify throwing punches, but are clenched fists and rib sternum uppercut consistent with this? This wasn't the case. The doorman wasn't at risk. He admitted assault, and the rugby player, he wasn't charged, which everyone seemed very upset about. If you don't give them freedom of movement, if they're being prevented from leaving or are being unlawfully detained, then they have the power to use reasonable force to end that unlawful detention, exacerbated in their offence by the response of 4 hardupins to 1 abdominal punch. There's a reason that 9 out of 10 cases are won or lost in the police station. Take time to educate yourselves on what is reasonable force. That's it from me. Until I see you all next time.